Hello. Welcome to the Artisan Train Mashup. Hi, Amy. How are you? Hi, Julia. Welcome to the Artisan Train Mashup. We have been doing demos and handmade sales all day long. I'm making sure I have everything plugged in here. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Hi, Karen. We're doing like some crazy impromptu demo today. Legit didn't have any idea what I was going to do and decided to do something totally unme. I don't know if I have enough room here, but we're going to work with it. How are you all today? Hey, my friend. It is pouring rain here. When Bailey started her show, the rain was so loud that I turned the volume on my phone all the way up and I still could not hear her. It was craziness. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna do something crazy. Why not, right? Something different for us. Hello. How is everyone? We're gonna play today. We have 30 minutes on the train, and I'm gonna do something very different than I've ever done. I mean, on here, I've never demoed this, but I very often make my own stencils just for fun. And so that's what we're going to do today. If I can find them. I had them. Good Lord. Hi, Bailey. Thank you so very much for the raid. Hello, everyone. We're going to play today. And we're going to play with something that's so funny because I can't find my thing that I pulled out. But anyway, I'm always saying that I really hate glue guns and all the things. We're going to make stencils. I make a lot of my own stencils. I make them with glue gun and I also make them with a wood burner. So Greta inspired me to do this earlier because she was actually using lace and painting on it and playing with it. And I thought, I've had a bunch of people ask me to show how to make different stencils. Um, I do them. Let's see if I can get this pulled out. I'm not prepared. I didn't plan on doing this. You all know that my stencils, I rarely clean them, but we'll do this. So I make my own. This is one that I just drew flowers, all the different things. And yes, purchasing stencils is easy. It is fun to have a ton, especially when you're working on the gel plate, which I will be demoing in Debbie's Atelier Raid Train this week. So please bookmark that as well. Baby Gypsy, hello, my sweet. How are you? Where's your mama? Tell your mama to get her tushy on here because she's been asking me to show her how to do this. So all of that said, I just wanted to show you how I do it with a glue gun. I know it's crazy. I say glue guns are horrible, but at the end of the day, if you don't want to spend a ton of money on buying stencils because they're really, really expensive, this is an alternative way to make them, to use on your gel plate, to use in your artwork, and you can pretty much design your own. So, the other thing that I have tell her I want one too. Um, every month I do a commemorative artist trading card for the train. I will be giving one of these away at the end of the show. There are some of them in the bin if you would like to purchase one, but I only make a limited number of them. So if you want one, grab it. I know Spooky Monkey. I had to kind of go with the Halloweeny kind of thing. It's a spooky train. It's a spooky train. Hi, Katie. How are you today, love? So at the end of the show, I'm going to be giving that away. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to get this over here because I have a lot of stuff piled over here. Spooky Monkey, thank you for purchasing that. Much love to you, darling. All right, so I am going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you my messy desk. And we're going to get started because we only have 30 minutes. And yeah, it's the whole thing. So let's go. Switching, moving. Let's see if we can move without knocking anything over. This could be an issue. Oh no, everything fell, my friends. Um, Please stay on the train. Please bookmark all of these shows that are coming up. What you need to do is put in chat Artisan Train Mashup, and it will pull up all of the shows for the rest of the day. We are going to be running until 8 p.m. tonight. And at 8 p.m. I will be doing a closing show. This is a monthly train that Wire Weaved Uniques and myself. Thank you, Lynn. I don't have it together yet today. Nobody said I had to be organized, right? This is a train that Wire Weaved Uniques and myself do every month for the fourth quarter. And if I know it's, guys, I'm a hot mess, like legit a hot mess. I'm dropping things. Okay, we're just moving everything out of my way. We're gonna get the stuff that we need. Here's the fun part. I took all of the stencils that I have previously made out of my binder so I can show them to you. And do you think I can see where I put them? Oh my gosh, Lynn, why? So there's a couple of different things you can do with this. I like to go to the thrift store because we all know I thrift all the time. I'm gonna go up a little bit more so you can see more of this. And I buy like these plastic folders that they have for school for the kids. They're a thicker plastic. And then I grab them and I cut them up. Can I find the one that I cut earlier? No, ma'am. It's like just gone with the pile of stencils. Oh, there it is. Okay. So basically what I do is I take these folders and grab a really sharp pair of scissors and just cut them. What I'm going to do, and the reason I'm doing it on here is so I can do multiple ones. So I'm just going to cut this open. You can also do this with acetate sheets. Did I just cut this straight? Nope, but that's okay. So I want to give you an idea, get this stuff out of my way, of what I'm doing. This is just an acetate sheet. Generally, you do it on a silicone mat and you can just do it and peel them up. If I did that right now, we would be sitting here forever watching everything cool down. And I don't want you to have to wait to see everything cooling down. Does that make sense? So I'm going to do it on here. And basically, you can draw, right? If you are not comfortable with your drawing skills, you can print like just some solid images to create a stencil. When you're doing a stencil, you need to make sure that the things are touching. That's important. Silicone mat. Yeah, because I was like, oh, well, I can do, and you were looking for your glue gun. And we all know that I always talk smack about glue sticks and glue guns. And I went, I should probably clarify that I do use them. It's just not very common that I use them. So I'm looking at this and I'm hoping this glare isn't too bad. We're going to start with the heart just because it's easiest. So you take your glue gun and you literally run your glue gun over whatever your pattern is underneath. It doesn't have to be pretty. You do want to make sure that it touches. I'm going to take the second piece and just kind of smash it down. BNL, I love you so much. You're hilarious. I'm just smashing it down a little bit, okay? You don't want to burn yourself. I did this glue gun, I can turn to low heat or high heat. Yeah. It's not quite cool enough yet. Come on. Shoot, I just ripped it. See, this is why I was going to do multiples. Anywho, so what I did is I just ripped this. Guess what? A glue gun is awesome because you can go back in and you can just melt it back together. I should have done more patience, my friends. This does require patience. So this is a very, very organic pattern, but you get the idea. So this is just a little stencil. Love them all. It's funny because I literally have dropped things and now I can't find what I was looking for. We'll get there. Still not cool. Patience. Tell me to have patience and stop touching it, right? Has anybody in chat ever made their own stencils? Leslie. Hi, love. How are you? It's not cool. If you can still feel the warmth, don't yank on it. Okay. So while we're waiting for that to go, I'm going to show you these. Grab this stack. So this is something that I've been doing for a long time. And I just store them in plastic. These, you can do just an organic one to put patterns. These are really hard to see on here. I wonder if I pull this out of the plastic, if it's better. I store them in page protectors, but I also put a piece of cardstock in there, and it's glossy cardstock, if that matters in your world. But you can draw anything, and you can use these in your art journals, your junk journals. You can use them on your gel plates. I'm not going to try to put that back in there. This is one that I did with butterflies. And I just did like a collage of butterflies. Here's one, obviously, I didn't clean the paint off of, but just a collage of hearts. And they're really fun to use in your artwork because another thing that you can do with these, they will stamp. This is not working out for me. Why? If I can get it started, we're good to go. There we go, Tim. It was just being stubborn, friends. You can use a palette knife. It's because I did it a second time that this is acting a fool. What would a demo be without stuff messing up, right? Patience is a virtue. There. So I have this cute little heart stencil, okay? So I've done this, and in order to create this, I know, Robin, it's just like, it's Monday. I'm on, just did 3 solid weeks of in-persons and all the things. So, I can add another heart to this on my silicone mat. I'm just going slow, and I'm going over the edge of the one we did before. Okay. So the heat melts that and they hook together. And this is how I made the collage of hearts. So, I mean, that's literally like Maple. Hello, my friend. How are you? That is like legit how you make your own stencils. It's so, so simple. So very simple. Now we just have to have the patience to let that cool down. Um, yeah, loads of fun. So we can do, I can show you some other ones. This one, I just did a grid with this. I did some random squares. And like I said, you overlap them. You can use them as a stamp on your gel plate, or you can use them like we do the regular stencils. And I will be using these in my demo on the gel plate with the Atelier Raid Train. So there's that. That's still hot. It's getting there. Not quite. Patience, Tam. She has no patience, right? This is why I don't demo this kind of stuff, you guys, on a raid train, because I have no patience. None. None, none. Okay, so we're going to go to a totally different thing with your glue gun. I guess maybe you could say I'm doing a glue gun demo because if I can get the camera to quit moving. Good Lord. Okay. This has little like circles in it. I have my glue gun. I'm just going to put some in this little cup. These are fun little paint things. This is a little different when you're using it on low heat, but I'm putting a blob of glue in here because, why not? And then I'm going to take, I have this is for wax melts, and I'm just going to set it down in there. Give it a little push. And you can actually make faux wax melts for your junk journals with your glue gun. If you don't want to sit around and wait for the wax to melt and pour it and do all the things, one of the things you can do is make faux wax melts with your glue gun. Um, it's just a fun little thing that I like playing with. Here's the thing, I don't pull it out very often. And generally when I pull it out, I'm doing all the things because I just don't want to mess with it. I know, Katie. Here's the thing, you all hear me complain about the glue. It They have their purpose, right? They absolutely have their purpose in life. So we have this fun little stencil collage that we made out of something as simple as a glue gun. You know, these are things that I do. Um, when you're doing it with the glue gun, you can feel when this metal starts to cool down and you just peel it out. It might be cool enough. We'll see if I waited long enough. And yeah, I did. You peel it off, and then you can take your pigments, powdered pigments. I mean, legit, you guys, you can use like makeup. You can use mica powders, and you just rub it over. And so now you have a cool little faux wax melt for your journal. This is something that I used to teach in my altered book classes when I did them in person. And one of the reasons that I taught this here in Arizona is a lot of times when we use wax melts, because it is so flipping hot here, they often leave marks in your journals, and nobody really likes to use the wax in their journals because it leaves marks. Judy, let me give you a fun thing. Just use your regular glue. Um, you can use any glue that dries clear. You can use like sticky dots, whatever you have that you put embellishments in your journal. So if you don't want to buy a ton of these, because all of us crazy beaders, we have so many buttons, right? Do you know how many patterned buttons we own as junk journalers? Now, I will say this, it gets hot. So I would suggest if you're using a metal button to hold it with a pair of pliers to push it down, let go, let it cool, and then peel it off. Don't hold it with your hand. I was doing some earlier, literally making sure that my glue gun worked because, it's been a minute. And I didn't have the handle on this. And I went to set this in the glue and it like started burning my fingers. So my thought process with the buttons is make sure you have something to hold on to it with. Um, but yeah, these are all the fun things that we can do. So I am going to, because I want something more to play with tomorrow or Wednesday. I guess Wednesday is when I'm doing my show on Debbie's Raid Train. We all know that I love ravens, right? We all know that I'm forever grabbing raven things. I'm trying to scoot all this stuff out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So I printed out some pictures of a raven. I have my smaller glue gun here. Let's see if I can turn this up to the side so it's out of the way. It's kind of drippy today. You can take an actual picture, and I would suggest, however, if you're going to do this, to tape the picture to your plastic with some painter's tape so it doesn't move around on you. Um, that's too much work, Carmen. That would require me to bring a thing of ice into my art room, and we all know I would spill it when it melted. So, that's a grand idea, but no. Yeah. I, you know, I'm old school, Carmen. You know this. We burn our fingers. If you don't have blisters on your fingers, what are you even doing in the craft room? So I'm just going to go around slowly, maybe, the outline of this. I'm kind of making some jagged edges. Oh, that was a little bit much. Gonna act like we have some feathers going on. I just want some interesting pattern here. I'm not being perfect about it. But I will say this is going to make a really cool stencil to use on the gel plate tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't know why I keep saying tomorrow because my days are just crazy right now, y'all. Texture and movement, absolutely, because the paint's going to hit that. Um, Now, understand if I put that eyeball in there, it's not going to do any good because it's going to come out, right? But if I do some jagged little things that are all touching from side to side, and as you play with making these, you will see what's going to pull up and what isn't, right? The paint's going to get through on some of this part and some of it's not. I don't know. It says it is, but who knows? Because it kind of does what it wants to do. We all know that. So you're literally kind of drawing a picture with a guide underneath with your glue gun. It's loads fun. Yes, it went to YouTube. Perfect. So we have about, oh crap, I need to start that giveaway. We have about 4 minutes before we raid into Lilac Bloom. This is for the limited edition card. It's for the limited edition Raid Train card that now has a blob of glue because my glue gun fell over on it. And that's special. Guess we'll be fixing those tonight before we do shipments tomorrow. I've corrupted your brain again. It's special. Okay, guys, somebody is going to get the special one. Whoever wins this giveaway, it's number 12 of 13, and it has a special blob of glue on the back. Isn't that cool? I know, right? Doesn't mess up the card. So whoever wins this one gets the special one. Anyhow, so you see how much fun this could be. You can do all the things. if you find that you do this and you don't like, you have a bunch of strings, or say part of it is too thick, you can take a pair of scissors to this. Here, I'll show you. Let's keep the glue gun away from the trading cards. So let's just say here, I have this loop-de-doo here and I don't want it, right? You can take a pair of scissors and trim it and give it those clean edges if you so desire. Does that make sense? Um, if I don't want this mushy part here, I can trim it off. So you can play with these, and really, these last quite a while. I have some that I made like, I don't know, probably 10, 15 years ago. And let me see, where is, it's probably not in this. But over time, you can see they kind of start to yellow. It doesn't affect it. You missed the beginning. We are making our own stencils with a glue gun. That's it. It is literally that simple. It is on YouTube. We've made stencils. We made faux wax seals for our journals. And I showed that, yes, I do actually play with glue guns occasionally. Because, Jane gives me a lot of crap. Yeah, even if you just have a silicone mat, um, it's time. It is time. Let's pull this giveaway, my friends. Let's see who's going to win it. Thanks, babe. Lynn. I think it's appropriate that Lynn gets the goober. All right, my friends, please stay on the train. I will see you all tonight around 8 o'clock for the closing show. Please stay on the train. Please hang out. Thank you all for being here. Much love. I will see you in a few hours.